Hello. Okay, so we're going to talk about general education requirements. I am just going to go over it briefly, mostly because I want you to understand how the general education requirements work, because sometimes students will make substitutions or not check in with the counselor regularly and may swap a class or drop a class and not realize why the class was put on the educational plan and how it might affect them. So, mm, you know, what will you choose? Transfer to a university without an associate's degree? You definitely can do that. Get a certificate of achievement or a skills certificate, that's an option as well. Just get an associate's degree. Some students come to community college and they just want an associate's degree, or get an associate's degree and transfer. And I'm going to focus on the general education requirements for the Cal State and the UC system. The LACCDGE advising sheet for general education requirements actually has fewer GEs than the Cal State or the UC. So you might think, oh, fewer GEs, I want to pick that plan because that means less GEs. But you still need 60 units to get an associate's degree, even if you don't transfer. So just because you have fewer units, for general education, you still need the 60 units to transfer. So you may have to choose more electives if you go that route. And of course, if your goal is to transfer, it is better to follow either the CSU GE plan or the IGETC plan. Why is it better? Because we are certifying that you have completed the lower division general education requirements. And once you transfer, if you haven't completed the CSU GE or the IGETC and you transfer to a Cal State or a UC, they may, after evaluating your transcript, require you to take additional general education classes. Of course, at the university level, that will be more costly. And if you transfer with the maximum number of transfer units, which is 70, if you've only ever attended a community college, the maximum number of units you can transfer over to a Cal State or a UC is 70. So if you've transferred with the maximum and they tell you that you still need GEs, you will have to take them at the university. You won't have the option to take it at a community college. But anyway, if you're Cal State University bound, there are 23 California State universities. They are geared more towards training students for careers, to go into the working world, particularly into a vocation or career, whereas the UCs are geared much more heavily towards research and providing practical research experience for their students. So the CSU GE plan is divided into sections. So this is Area A for English language, communication, and critical thinking. So I've tried to recreate it here so it's nice and big and easy to read. And so you're always going to see notes on what's required for each section. So it does say here 9 units. 9 units required minimum. And you need to take one course from each section, A1, A2, and A3. And so here you've got your communication. You have 4 options. You have 4 options for English. They're all different versions of English 101. And you have several options for the critical thinking requirement, including a communication class, computer science, 2 English classes, a journalism class, and philosophy. If you want to go to a UC, however, you don't have as many options for the critical thinking requirement, so you do want to keep that in mind when you're making decisions, and do let your counselor know if you want to apply to both UCs and CSUs. Or if you change your mind midway, again, consult with the counselor because you may need to adjust your educational plan. And then Area B is for scientific inquiry and quantitative reasoning. So you have a requirement of 9 units here. And you need a physical science, and here are some examples of physical science courses, a life science, and then at least one of these classes needs to have a lab. So these classes here that are highlighted in yellow, these chemistry, physics, anatomy, biology courses, physiology, also microbiology, they all have mandatory labs. So if you take any one of these classes, you're going to take a lab. You can't enroll in the lecture without the lab. However, if you were to take astronomy, for example, there is a lab for it, but if you enroll in Astronomy 1, it's just the lecture. So you want to make sure that at least one of your sciences has a lab. And then here under B4 is your math course, so you need at least one math. And by completing all of these requirements, you should complete the 9 units, but you do want to make sure that you are actually completing the 9 units requirement. And also, recently I did have an example where I met with a student for counseling, and we were doing a grad check, and the student had taken oceanography, but withdrew and was advised to repeat that course, but forgot maybe, and submitted a grad petition. And this at this point is when I had to advise her that you need the oceanography class because she was getting an associate's degree for transfer. You have to complete the Csu Ge plan or the IGETC plan in order to get an associate's degree for transfer. So in this instance, without the physical science, that grad petition will be denied. So this is one example I'm sharing because you may think that the class is not important, but in this case it was, and it will push back her graduation date, which is unfortunate. Next is Area C for Arts and Humanities. You also need 9 units in this area. You need 1 art class from Area C1, 1 humanities class from Area C2, and you need a 3rd class, and that can be either an art class or a humanities class. And that will give you a total of 9. You can possibly complete more than 9 units. Some of these humanities classes, these foreign languages, do have carry 5 units. Just be mindful that you still need the 9 unit, need to meet the 9 unit requirement minimum. But it is possible to go over. You just need 3 classes in this area. And so you can double up on an art class or you can double up on a humanities class, whichever you find more interesting. For the social sciences, you also need 9 units. And they have to be from at least 2 disciplines. So we have lots of history classes here, but if you take all 3 of your classes, all 9 of your units in history, then that's not going to satisfy Area D because it's all the same discipline. So when you're meeting with a counselor, they will advise you. They know this, and they will advise you correctly. And again, actually, I did recently have an appointment with a student where she did think she only needed one class and didn't think that the history or the political science class were particularly important. But in fact, they were actually going to be used in this social sciences area. And so I did advise her to go ahead and follow her ed plan as it was and take those two classes. Lastly, we have Area E, Lifelong Learning and Self-Development. That's where this class falls, Counseling 20. And the requirement is 3 units. And then the statutory requirements. So this is where that last student I mentioned was under the impression that the political science and the history were not important. So they're on the CSU GE, but you don't have to take them in order to get CSU GE certified. They are on the plan because they're required to graduate from a Cal State. And you have to take a political science class. You have 2 options here, Political Science 1 and Political Science 30, and an American History class. And so you have several options for the American History class. And so in that instance, the counselor had advised her to take poli-sci and history for 2 reasons: to meet the 9-unit requirement in the social sciences and also to complete the statutory requirements for graduation from a Cal State. And so in that case, sometimes units can be double counted. In this case, where we have the graduation requirement for the Cal State, since it's not part of the certification for the CSU GE, we can double count it in the area of social science. So that's the CSU GE plan. So it always looks, I know it looks weird to students and it looks kind of confusing, but that's a breakdown of the GE plan. And just be aware of that when you look at your educational plan that your counselor has provided for you. I like to explain to students what requirement each class meets so that they understand why they're being advised to take it. And, have that in mind when they are making decisions about dropping classes, swapping classes, repeating classes, or not repeating classes. And so I hope that kind of shed some light on how this plan works. And I will briefly go over the I Get C as well in another video. Thanks for watching.